Northwest Arkansas has the second highest population of those living with HIV or AIDS in the state. That's all according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. But doctors say those contracting the virus may not be the group you expect. Fox 24's Haley Huey sat down with a Fayetteville woman over 50 who was shocked to find out she tested positive.
The woman I spoke with who says she doesn't want to be identified because the stigma around HIV was diagnosed with the disease at age 49. She was married at the time. And an NWA doctor tells me this is becoming all too common in our area.
I was almost suicidal when I found out.
Marriage vows didn't keep this Fayetteville woman protected.
It crushed me.
She says she found out she was HIV positive 11 years ago while donating blood.
When you're married and you're not safe.
The thought of having the disease never seemed like a possibility, especially at her age.
Well, I just fell apart. I didn't know how to take it.
Once she got the diagnosis, she says she discovered her husband had been cheating on her.
I think everybody needs to be checked, and I think they also need to be use protection, even if you're married.
What happened to this woman isn't uncommon, according to infectious disease specialist Dr. Stephen Hennigan.
There's a whole group of people who are undiagnosed, and a good many of those folks are people who are older.
Hennigan says in the last few months at his Fayetteville clinic, 6 women over 50 have been diagnosed with HIV/AIDS. Some are married, and some are recently divorced or widowed.
They were quite surprised.
And that isn't a fluke. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, people over 50 account for almost as many diagnoses as those in the 25 to 29-year-old age range. The CDC says people over 50 have the same risk as other age groups, but aren't as educated, which could cost them their life.
You're never too old to get it.
This woman says she wouldn't have thought to get tested, so she credits getting her blood drawn for keeping her alive.
I might have died with full-blown.
HIV is no longer considered a death sentence if treated in time, but Hennigan says it's a different story if you're diagnosed late in the disease.
It's much harder to bring their immune system back with medicines.
Hennigan says typically when you contract HIV, you see flu-like symptoms within a month.
People sometimes will tell you, yeah, I had what I thought was the flu, and and then it turns out to have been HIV.
But if you don't seek medical attention, Hennigan says the disease goes dormant for about 8 to 10 years until you become extremely sick again, and that's when it becomes hard to treat.
Those who are afraid, who are unwilling to get tested, often pay such an awful price.
I just want people to be checked. I don't want anybody to live a life like this.
And that's why this woman is hoping her pain will save lives.
Educate yourself. Protection. Think of your future. You've got a whole life ahead of you.
We have a full list of HIV and AIDS testing sites in our area, and we break down where Arkansas ranks in terms of infection rates compared to the rest of the country, all on our website, fox24news.tv. In studio, Haley Huey, Fox 24 News.